So I just got back from seeing Superman, and I'm gonna try to keep this short. I'm not gonna try to do a full review, but I'm gonna give my opinion about it, man. Going into this film, my expectations for this movie were very high. All the footage, all the trailers that they dropped, it had me hyped, and I couldn't really say one bad thing about those trailers. And they did their job. After watching this film, man, this movie was better than anything that I thought it was gonna be. My expectations were high, and it exceeded my expectations. Um, the movie, I will say this: if this is what we are going to be getting for the future of the DC universe, and if this is the Superman that we are going to be on this journey with, I'm all for it. James Gunn has given me a Superman that I can root for, that I like. And growing up, Superman didn't care about him. But this Superman right here is a Superman that I can be along this journey for the next 10 years, the next 20 years. However many years they're going to keep doing this. This is a great start to the DC universe. And I'm going to say the things I didn't like and the things I did like. Now, for instance, David Cornsworth, he killed it as Superman. Like, there were scenes, especially at the end of the film, where he was giving a speech, and just what he was saying and how David Cornsworth acted it out, and how he did that scene was amazing. And what he said in that scene at the end of the movie represents what Superman is supposed to be, and that's all I need to see. Lois Lane, I liked Lois Lane. She was really good. I really liked her. One thing I will say, I didn't like their relationship. Obviously, going into this, they showed us in the trailers that she knows who Superman is already. And their relationship, I mean, I liked it, but I felt like it was really rushed. This is the first time we've seen these two characters, and they're already together, you know, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So it just felt rushed, at least with that part. But it was cool. That's not nothing that tarnishes the freaking movie. And Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, he killed it as Lex Luthor. And I will say this, Lex Luthor, man, I haven't seen any other Superman movies. I haven't seen it. I'll see BVS. The only Lex Luthor I have seen was BVS Lex Luthor. And nah, it's trash. But this Lex Luthor is a freaking crash out. This Lex Luthor is a certified hater. He is the personification of hater. Like, he goes above and beyond to try to stop Superman, and he does some things that I didn't think we would see in this movie. And this Lex Luthor was freaking good, and this is a great start to their rivalry. I'm really excited to see him return and to see those two clash once again. Now let's get to Jimmy Olsen, man. Jimmy Olsen, I was surprised how Jimmy Olsen was in this movie, and I love him. He was great, and what they had him do, you know, the part he played in the movie was cool. But I didn't know anything about the character, but I like the character a lot, and the stuff that he has going on. Cause he is I'll say this, he's definitely a chick magnet. And now we have the Justice Gang, man. I will say this, Guy Gardner, freaking hilarious. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Him as the comic relief. And I forgot what his name is. Nathan Fillion. Perfect. I loved him in this movie. He was a comedic genius. You know what I'm saying? And Hawk Girl is Isabella Isabella Marst. She really didn't do much. I mean, she was cool, but she was just there. I'll say that. But she does do something, but she was just there, and she has her moments, and I'm excited to see her in the future. But there was some stuff that she was doing that really annoyed me. You're gonna see it when she's fighting. It really annoyed me. But also, Mr. Terrific, that dude, Mr. Terrific, was fire. Mr. Terrific was one of the best things about the movie, and I'm glad that we have a black superhero that's fire. We don't really have that many black superheroes right now. The only ones we got is really Black Panther and some other. I mean, in the MCU, we have some black superheroes, but I'm talking about like some black superheroes that I know can lead. And Mr. Terrific, he can definitely lead. Mr. Terrific, pretty sure they're gonna end up doing something with him, a spinoff or a show or whatever, and I would love to see that because he is fire. Now they also do something in the movie that really surprised me. With I'm just gonna say with his parents. I don't know anything about the origins or anything that has something to do with his parents and everything that were on Krypton that sent him to Earth. They did something that I didn't think they would do. I don't know if that's actually the truth, but it seems like what they did was the truth, and I was shocked. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I like it or not. I really don't. Now, I'm going to end up watching all the other Superman movies one day and see what's the difference between what they did with those characters, his parents, and what they did with them in the past films. But I'm still iffy about that part. And then we have Ma Pa Kent, man. There was a moment between Superman and Pa Kent that was just great. It was just everything we needed in the movie. I remember people talking about, I don't want to bring up Man of Steel or anything, but people always go back to that scene where Pa Kent he puts his hand out and says, don't save me or whatever. I haven't seen Man of Steel, probably never gonna watch it, but I know that scene. I know that one, and that's a very controversial scene. And what they gave us in this Superman movie, Pa Kent, that moment was just great to see and was well needed. And it was just that whole time we spent with Paul and Ma Kent. It was very short, but that gave us a chance to really take a break, and it was refreshing because the movie is action packed. It's nonstop. You don't get bored at all. But that scene with Ma and Pa Kent on the farm and everything, it was just refreshing to see, and I'm glad they did that. Now the jokes in the movie, man. I know some people are gonna have trouble dealing with the jokes in the movie, and I didn't mind it. There were some that, I would say this: most of the jokes hit, and the theater was going crazy with some of the jokes, which I love. Most of the jokes hit, dog, but there were some that were not good, but it is what it is. And we have Crypto, probably one of my biggest gripes about the movie. Now, Crypto was cool. He was cool, especially at the end of the movie. But there were moments where Crypto had a chance to do something and he just didn't do it. And that goes to to something else that I want to say. During some very serious moments, they took time to make a joke, and mostly with Crypto. And I had a problem with that. And it's throughout the movie. I'll say that. And Crypto was probably one of my biggest gripes about the movie. And at the end, I love Crypto. I love Crypto throughout the movie. But it's just those moments where Crypto is supposed to help. He doesn't. And it turns into a joke. It turns to, oh, look, the dog doing something cute, It's like we're in the middle of something right here, and we're doing this type of stuff. Like, I didn't like that. But it's cool. I like Crypto. I'm glad to see what's gonna be happening in the future with what they showed at the end. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they definitely did something at the end that I'm not gonna lie, I was spoiled already. I was pissed off. I was spoiled earlier, and I clicked off immediately, but I already knew what I saw. And once it happened in the movie, I was pissed, but it was just good to see, and it just has me excited. I'll say that. I'm not gonna say what it is. And everybody in my theater was excited too, man. Once that happened at the end of the movie. But that's all I gotta say, man. This movie was everything I needed, and this movie was everything the world needed, man. Just it just reeks kindness. Like, this is Superman represents kindness, represents hope, and they gave it to us. Like, they really gave it to us. James Gunn cooked, and out of 10, I think I give this movie. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but not many superhero movies are perfect. But it's definitely gonna end up being the best superhero movie of the year. You gotta see the Fantastic Four, but it could end up being the best superhero movie of the year, one of the best movies of the year in general. And it could end up being one of the best superhero movies of the 2020s. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Metamorph is cool. Metamorph is also cool. I forgot about Metamorph. But everybody in my theater clapped at the end, including me. That was just so great to see. And if this is the future of the DC universe, then we are in for a treat. So that's all I gotta say about this. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.